Hello everyone. Welcome to this channel JIKOOK Universe. In this video we will discuss something interesting and definitely a shame to miss. Come on, watch until the end. Recently, negative comments about Jungkook accompanying Jimin to the recording studio have been a hot topic. Accusations that he was uncomfortable, forced, or even reluctant to be there have become a hot topic. However, if we look more honestly and calmly, all these accusations collapse before the facts, which Jungkook himself has repeatedly demonstrated. Jungkook is a figure known for his sincerity. He's not the type to hide his feelings. If he doesn't like something, everyone can tell immediately from his facial expressions, body language, or even his straightforward words. He himself has stated that he doesn't like to pretend just to please others. And he has held fast to that principle from the beginning until now. That's why, if Jungkook chooses to accompany Jimin, it means he's doing it from the heart. He doesn't need any other reason. No one can force him. And if we rewatch the video of them together in the studio, it's clear that he's relaxed, smiling, and even appears more relaxed. There's no sign of coercion, just simple but real sincerity. However, the virtual world always has two sides. Instead of seeing this support as a positive thing, some people choose to twist it. They look for loopholes to undermine something that's clearly in plain sight. In fact, the opposite is true. Their togetherness is proof of how comfortable and close Jimin and Jungkook's relationship is. Let's take a step back. How many times have we seen Jimin and Jungkook searching for each other in the crowd? At a major concert, amidst the cheers of thousands of people, there are moments when the two of them choose to get closer. The camera may focus on the magnificent stage, the spotlight highlighting the perfect choreography, but if you look closely, there are small details that always emerge. A quick glance that ends in a smile, a hand that unconsciously touches, or a sudden step toward each other. One moment that many fans still remember was during a concert where Jimin looked a little tired. Jungkook, who was also busy with his part at the time, suddenly approached him. He gently patted Jimin's shoulder, gave a small smile, and then walked away. It was only a matter of seconds, but to those who noticed, it was a very sincere gesture of concern. There were no cameras forcing him to do it. He did it because he genuinely wanted to make sure Jimin was okay. The same thing happened during live broadcasts. There were many moments where Jimin and Jungkook spontaneously showed their closeness. For example, when they sat together, initially just answering fan questions. But over time the atmosphere became more relaxed. Their laughter filled the room, small jokes flowed continuously, and their gazes made the atmosphere warmer. The audience could feel that energy, that their closeness wasn't just for show but something real. Behind the scenes, this was even more apparent. There was no audience, no excessive spotlight, but Jimin and Jungkook still displayed the same closeness. During rehearsals, they often ended up in the same corner, making small talk or simply smiling. There was a comfortable silence between them, as if they understood each other without words. Jungkook himself is known for his sometimes quiet personality, preferring to express himself through actions rather than words. But when he was with Jimin, things changed. He smiled more, laughed more, and even spoke more easily. Jimin seems to have the key to unlocking Jungkook's rarely seen softer side. There's one moment that many fans will always remember. In an interview, when asked which bandmate made him most comfortable, Jungkook didn't answer immediately. However, when Jimin's name was mentioned, his smile appeared so quickly, so genuine, as if his body had answered before his mind. It was a small moment but a meaningful one. Because expressions that come from the heart cannot be faked. The same is true for Jimin. He always has a way of making Jungkook feel cared for. When Jungkook is nervous, Jimin often makes small gestures, patting his hand, giving him a supportive look, or simply looking down slightly so their eyes are level. These are all signs of intimacy that have been built over years, not something that just happens. This closeness didn't escape the attention of the other members. Hobi, always warm, was often seen smiling along when he saw their interactions. He seemed to know there was something special between Jimin and Jungkook. Something that probably didn't need to be explained in words, as it was quite obvious in the way they looked at each other. If we look back further, this pattern has actually been present since the beginning of their debut. From their rigorous training days when everyone was still fighting for their place, Jimin and Jungkook were often seen close together. From simply sharing food, reminding each other about practice, to chuckling through exhaustion, the closeness grew slowly but surely. And years later, that pattern has never faded. In fact, the longer it's been together, the more it becomes clear that this relationship isn't artificial. Even when the camera is elsewhere, they still seek each other out. Even in the midst of crowds, they still pay attention to each other. And even when the outside world tries to undermine it with rumors, that closeness remains consistent. Ultimately, any accusations that their togetherness is merely fan service will always be refuted by the concrete evidence before their eyes. Jimin and Jungkook don't need to pretend because what they have is too natural to hide. Just look at the way they look at each other, the way they smile, the way they draw near each other without realizing it. It's all a simple yet meaningful language of intimacy. A language that can only come from hearts that are truly comfortable with each other. And perhaps that's why their closeness often leads others to misunderstand. Because something sincere, honest, and consistent can't be faked. And for some, it's too difficult to accept. But for those who truly see, it's all clear. Jungkook was never forced to be by Jimin's side. He was there because he wanted to be. And Jimin never forced Jungkook to be with him. They're together because they chose each other time and time again, in small moments and big ones, behind the scenes and in front of millions of eyes. Eventually, all that speculation will fade away. What will remain is the reality that Jimin and Jungkook have a genuine, natural, and meaningful relationship. A relationship that no amount of negative comments could destroy, because it was so obvious in every smile, every touch, and every look they shared. Thank you for accompanying the sweet story of Jimin and Jungkook today. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss their next special moment. See you in the next video, JIKOOKers.